What's going on, everybody? Man, Eric Wilson. Hey, for the Sports Arena and the National Scouting Combine. Today, I'm joined by senior defensive back Sean-Krystoff King of the A&M Commerce Lions. Kid's a Houston native out of Southern Creek High School. And Sean, he's built a reputation for not only his toughness and his discipline, but that locked-in defensive back mentality. I mean, this season, he stepped into a bigger role on the field and an even bigger one in the locker room. Let me go ahead and welcome him into the building. Sean, what's going on, man? Good morning. How are you?
Yes, sir. I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Doing well. Listen, before we get into your journey, let me start right here. When you look back, sir, at who you were coming in as a freshman versus the player that you are today as you get ready to come down to Naples to the National Scouting Combine, what's the biggest difference?
The biggest difference that I would say coming in as a freshman, man, was really just the toughness aspect of it. I think that when I came in, man, I came in looking for an opportunity, right? Looking for how can I get myself onto the field mentality, and letting that allow it to change into my senior year, man. It really kind of was eye-opening that, man, like, I've been through some real trials and tribulations when it comes to, the teammates, when it comes to the coaches, when it comes to, being able to get that opportunity, right? Being able to, hey, here's your chance. What are you going to do with your opportunity? So I think really just that resilience has really changed from my freshman year to my senior year.
So talk to me about growing up in Houston and playing at Summer Creek. What were the biggest lessons you took with you when you went to college football?
Yes, sir, definitely. In high school football, man, I really enjoyed it. Had a great, phenomenal career. Stats were phenomenal in my eyes, man. Into a lot of different college coaches as well. Led by Kenny Ray Harrison, man. He taught me a lot of things about being tough, about being disciplined, right? Staying locked in on the mission, on the goal that you're trying to obtain, man. So whenever I went to college, that's kind of my mindset. I was locked in on the mission from day one, right? I came into the weight room, hey, this is my opportunity, this is my chance. What am I going to do with it? I came in thinking, hey, I'm here to try to get a spot.
I like that. So talk to me about your high school level. When was the moment, Sean, that you knew you had what it takes to play at the college level?
My junior year was probably my year that told me, hey, you can do it. Coming in as a junior, my first year starting on varsity was junior year, right? Hanging up with the big dogs, right? This is back in 2018, where the class was kind of crazy in all of high school, honestly, right? We're at peak high school football here. And so off of saying that, man, realizing the kind of talent around me at the school during that time, right? And me being able to compete with those guys as a junior really kind of eye-opened me to say, hey, you know what? I can do this at the next level, right? All I need is one opportunity. All I need is that one coach to say, hey, I want to take my chance on you.
So, Sean, at 5'9", 187, you play bigger than what your measurements speak about. What gives you that edge? What is your technique, your mentality? Is it just simple film study?
It's a mixture of both, honestly. Film study is very important to me, right? Sitting down, being able to analyze my opponents and kind of figure out what their weakness is, right? I mean, when it comes to being on defense, right, it's all about, analyzing who you're going to be going against, right? Whether that's in coverage and tackling as well. So I may change up my tackling technique if needed, just so I can get the job done, right? But also, it's also just a want to. That's the biggest thing about defense in my eyes, man. Like when it comes to tackling, when it comes to covering, it's all about, hey, do you want to do it? Simple as that. There's no other magical recipe to it. Are you willing to do your job and do it to the best of your ability?
Sean, take me through a play or a moment from your career so far that still sticks with you, good or bad. Yeah. And more importantly, my brother, what did it teach you? Not only about yourself, but about the game.
Yeah, definitely. My junior year, I came in. It's a little bit more of a better experience in my eyes. Not having that starting role my junior year was kind of frustrating to me, right? I mean, as anybody would be, right? They're coming into their last season, right? I remember vividly against Lamar, my first time, I think it's like third drive. I come in, they always say to be ready, because whenever your number's called, you got to perform, you got to do it. So, like I said, I'm going against Lamar. They're running a regular, I think a GT pool, right? Just a regular run play to the outside to the boundary, right? I come down and I missed the tackle. Right, I was in position. Right, I shut off the block. but I did not make the play, right? Immediately after that, I was pulled. And that kind of showed me like, man, like you got to be ready. Regardless of what it is, you got to be ready, right? And then after that, man, I got another chance later on in the game, but like I missed the opportunity there. And that like that held that hold on, that grudge was kind of all on me. I mean, I'm like, man, I can't miss another one. I can't do it again. So that next play, the next time I got in, man, now I'm making tackles. Now I'm shutting down the whole right side of the defense.
So I don't think we need to talk about motivation. So let's talk about you as a leader.
Yes, sir.
As a senior, how do you lead? Because you talked about it a little bit by example, but by emotion as well, because you knew it only took one time for you to quote unquote mess up for you to truly get that locked in mentality. So what's something that you have shared with the underclassmen as a leader in the locker room?
Yeah, definitely. For me, man, being a leader is not just always about the biggest rah-rah person, right? It's always not about, hey, this guy's only producing on the field, right? Being a leader is also being, being engaging and being attentive to your community as well, right? To the younger guys, to the other people that help you in your position, man. So one thing that I tell my the younger guys during this year was to, maximize every opportunity, but make connections while you go. Right. So what does that mean? Right. So regardless of where you're at in life, man, somebody's out there like that's going to be willing to help you, whether that's on campus, right? Other different campus roles, like other like RLL, residential living and learning. Like that was one thing that helped me a lot, right? With finding a job, with trying to figure out my whole career path after football, right? Talking to other people in the classroom, right? Your other classmates, right? Being an ambassador for yourself, but also the football team, and that encompasses of being, a good person to others, right? Pulling others with you, regardless of what the situation is or the goal is, right? We're all trying to obtain the same goal, which is to graduate or to go to the next level, right? Why not help each other, whether that's on the football field, competing against one another, right?
So talk to me about the coaches that have helped shape you, not just as a player, but also as a man in the community.
Yeah, definitely. For me, the biggest one that sticks out to me, man, is Kenny Ray Harrison coming in. And like I said, in high school, man, that's kind of where my foundation was laid, right? Like I said, my dad was always my dad was a really big factor on that, right? Kind of pushed me into high school, but then Kenny Ray kind of took over that position and kind of like really showed me the way, how things are ran. And then also and then in college, two coaches that I say is TC Coach Carrier. He was the returns coach, and then Coach Fuller, Curtis Fuller. He was the safeties coach, and I learned a ton about how to be professional by Coach Fuller because he played in the league for a pretty good amount of time and coached in the league as well. So being able to kind of see that and take lessons and take notes off of him was very impactful.
So as you get ready to attend the annual event that is the National Scouting Combine, talk to me about your mindset. How have you elevated yourself to prepare yourself for the moment that's coming up in January?
Yes, sir. So the kind of way that I've kind of went about doing things, man, is kind of breaking down things to a technique standpoint, right? Like I said, this is the National Combine, right? This is the best of the best. So any type of flaw in your technique will be probably exposed, right? So kind of just breaking down what I've been doing. And also the other thing is, my mindset going into it, man, is that this is my chance. This is my opportunity. This is my opportunity to show the world who Sean-Krystoff King is, the DB out of East Texas A&M, right? I'm looking forward to put my name on the map so that, so I can share my talents with the world.
All right. So I got 5 quick fire questions I want to ask you, man. Mm-hmm. Don't need a lot. Don't just give me whatever first thing jumps out at you. Okay. All right. First thing is, what's the one part of your game that you're most proud of right now?
My physicality.
All right. Favorite moment wearing a Lions jersey?
Favorite moment was doing the kickoff return specialist with my 73-yarder.
Who's the toughest player you've lined up against?
Toughest player that I've lined up against? I'm trying to think. Because me, man, everybody's name, it ain't no names against me, man. I see people as people, so I'll be ready to go about it. Toughest player that I'm going against. I'm trying to think of a good one. I'd probably say number 4 from SFA. I can't think of his name. He has like one of those unique type of names. So
Okay.
that's the best I can give you.
All right. What's your pregame hype song that gets you locked in?
Man, it's crazy. I'm not a big hype guy. I'm honestly really kind of a little bit more of a, melatonin. Like I'm more of a ride wave type of guy. So I would kind of like lock in, like get my feelings in check, and then I go to it. So my favorite thing is Toughest by Ride Wave, or The Greatest by Ride Wave.
Describe your playing style in one word.
Tough. One word, tough.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Sean King joining me here today. Sir, thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you in January to show up and show out at the National Scouting Combine, man. Really quick before I let you go, and I'm going to give you the screen one more time. Take 30 seconds for all the coaches and scouts and everybody's going to be watching this, man. Let them know who you are.
Yeah, definitely. To my fellow peers and hopefully coworkers and acquaintances, man. Man, if you're looking for a person that's physical, willing to work, willing to do whatever is needed to get the job done, I'm your guy. Like I said, whenever take your chance on me. That's all I got to say is take your chance on me.